Assalamu alaikum. This is James W. Muhammad with Dynasty 48.1 Talk Radio. It's so good to see you again. So good to be in the place again. But we got a question. Today's topic. And what we're going to ask you today is, does the hip-hop community got love for the Honorable Ms. Louis Farrakhan? Does the hip-hop community support the Honorable Ms. Louis Farrakhan? We're going to answer that question and more on this edition of Dynasty 48.1 Talk Radio.
1, 2. Check me out right here, yo.
4, 3, 2.
Beginning transmission.
Welcome to Dynasty 48.1 Talk Radio. I'm your host, James W. Muhammad, and we're back. And today we're going to be talking about hip-hop and what hip-hop means to the black community, and most importantly, what hip-hop means, or what the Honorable Ms. Louis Farrakhan means to hip-hop. A lot of us, man, we love to hear our favorite rappers, but do we know who our favorite rappers go to when they need inspiration, when they need support, when they need love, when they need guidance? They go to none other than our brother, our minister, our guide, our teacher, the Honorable Ms. Louis Farrakhan. You saying who, brother Jane? Who? Who get down like that? Let me tell you who get down. Y'all know
Sean P. Diddy Combs. You know what I'm saying? Sean P. Diddy Combs held a broadcast for the Honorable Ms. Louis Farrakhan. Regardless of what the world was thinking about him, what the Zionists think about him, what they proclaimed, Sean P. Diddy Combs held this ground in protecting the Honorable Ms. Louis Farrakhan. It says here, "Thank you, Diddy and Revolt TV. A perfect love casts out fear. And true fearlessness is what P. Diddy, Sean Puffy Combs, and a lot of our artists today are exhibiting in the face of our open enemy." Listen to this comment, or this quote. "We in the black community do not interfere in the affairs of Zionists. You have absolutely no right to interfere in the affairs of the black community. We are no longer your slaves. Stop telling black folk what black leaders they are allowed to listen to." This right from Sean P. Diddy Combs on Revolt TV, and they broadcasted this with over 800,000 followers and viewers listening to the Honorable Ms. Louis Farrakhan. Does hip-hop support the Honorable Ms. Louis Farrakhan?
I mean, the list goes on and on of people who are affiliated in the hip-hop world, or who love the Honorable Ms. Louis Farrakhan, or who are in hip-hop. Even Russell Simmons, even though our brother is under attack right now, the Honorable Ms. Louis Farrakhan never walks away from a brother or sister when they're going through a hard time. When our brother in D.C., Mayor Barry, was under attack because they had caught a video with him in a compromising position, it was the Honorable Ms. Louis Farrakhan that brought that brother back to life physically and spiritually. It was him defending that brother that renewed our honor and renewed our love and integrity for the man. Because what the Honorable Ms. Louis Farrakhan does and always will do and will continue to do, he meets a man where he is. He meets a man where he is, meaning that if you in the gutter, he gonna meet you there. But he ain't gonna keep you there, he gonna lift you up.
He
What do you call him, Minister?
Mr. Farrakhan.
Mr. Farrakhan. Yeah.
When you talking to Mr.
You gotta humble
Farrakhan,
yourself, right? Yeah.
I'm not really a talkative person, so I just listen to him and take his encouragement and make me want to do more.
What's the best thing he told you?
He told me I'm a genius.
Did he?
He said, "You're a genius. You know how to take nothing and turn it into something." I'm like, shit like that. No disrespect. Words like that, I don't really be caring to hear and I respect it from him because it's the truth. But just how I came up, it was just hard, and just accepting certain things be hard for me sometimes.
You got Minister Farrakhan on. The problem.
House.
What are you saying to me? What?
That's my house. We got on my yacht.
The big house?
Yes, he blessed. And that was like a moment for me I'm going to take to my grave. That was like a moment for life for me. Like, and I had my kids there, my brother there. I really cherish that moment.
These rappers and artists support and love the Honorable Miss Louis Farrakhan. How about you? You can't love hip hop and not love the Honorable Miss Louis Farrakhan. We even got rappers like, people that are in the industry like Charlamagne the God. Charlamagne the God supports, loves, and has brought the Honorable Miss Louis Farrakhan on the Breakfast Club more times than I can count.
That's right.
Special.
That's right.
Guest on the Breakfast Club this morning.
The Honorable Minister Louis Farrakhan has returned to the Breakfast Club. How are you, young man?
When you started it off good, the old man is doing fine. Very glad to be here with you.
Yes, sir.
I came really to express my gratitude and to DJ and to Angela for the privilege of being on the Breakfast Club that really helped the minister to reach the young people that made 10-10-15 successful.
See, many of our artists are coming to defend the Honorable Minister Louis Farrakhan because they know that he is a man of substantial integrity and that he's given them guidance and that guidance has been flawless. So this is a man with an impeccable reputation that has guided us correctly and that must be defended at all costs because he's not just a guide to black people, but a guide to the entirety of everyone who wants something good and righteous out of life. Jack Tapper was told by Ice Cube, "Watch your mouth, bruh. Watch your mouth." Rapper Ice Cube after he slammed the Nation of Islam leader Louis Farrakhan for being so-called anti-Semitic misogynist. Now look at this. I posted this on Facebook to show people how our artists are backing the Honorable Minister Louis Farrakhan. Look at this. My brother Jabril Muhammad, he originally shared it. He's a good brother. You know, go to his page, support what he does. But I had to repost it. I had to reshare it. And it got over 313 likes. But some of the comments, you know, like you got Percy Noel said, "I will be very careful of the choice of the words you speak concerning Minister Farrakhan." See, this is our people speaking on behalf of the Honorable Minister Louis Farrakhan. Now, Percy Noel doesn't have no Muhammad by his name. This is just someone out in the community that has heard the Honorable Minister Louis Farrakhan. And he says that includes everyone. Meaning don't nobody say nothing crazy or lie in regards to the Honorable Minister Louis Farrakhan. Trendsetter Tez, my super soldier brother, said, "We don't play about Farrakhan, period. And the Minister Louis Farrakhan does not play about us." And that is absolutely true. And that's why we come to his defense. That's why we come to his aid. Because this brother has stood up to the world's most vicious, maniacal, sadistic enemy. Fearlessly. Undergoing many surgeries and many medical and family complications. But still, regardless of the adversity, regardless of the trial, the man has stayed the course. Audrey Nelson said that Tapper is scared as hell. He's scared. He's scared he'll hear something that makes sense. And he'll have to eat his words. If he and anyone else can tune in, why not? The Honorable Minister Louis Farrakhan, after this speech, America will be great again, with or without your comments. Stay tuned, all you misguided people. She was talking about on July 4th, the speech that the Honorable Minister Louis Farrakhan gave on July 4th, which awakened the world and gave us new inspiration and new hope. I would ask that you go to NOI.org to hear that lecture again and again and again and study those words and study the series, The Time and What Must Be Done. I'm gonna read one more, but this list goes on, as you can see. I mean, it doesn't stop. The list goes on and on. Alex Young, Phyllis Dumas, Mike Duffy, Michael McKnight. These are not so-called registered Muslims that are defending the Honorable Minister Louis Farrakhan. These are the general population of people out in the community. This shows you that hip-hop loves the Honorable Minister Louis Farrakhan, and so does the people. So, Ice Cube tells Jack Tapper, "Watch your mouth, bruh." That's dope.
Yay! Ice Cube repping the Honorable Minister Louis Farrakhan. That's how it is. That's how it is, brothers and sisters. That's how it is, brothers and sisters who are not familiar with the Nation of Islam and may think that the Nation of Islam, is not acquainted with the world or has many friends. The Honorable Elijah Muhammad promised us luxury, money, good homes, and friendships of all walks of life. But as you can see, the Honorable Mr. Louis Farrakhan has made friends throughout the entire world. He was friends with Michael Jackson, friends with Prince, friends with anyone that you could think of in the industry of anyone. Before we go out and show you the great friends that the Honorable Mr. Louis Farrakhan has around the world, I want to show you first what Snoop Dogg, #1 MC, in defending the Honorable Mr. Louis Farrakhan, how he feels about the Honorable Mr. Louis Farrakhan. What we gonna do?
Fucking with y'all, Facebook and Instagram. How the fuck y'all gonna ban Minister Louis Farrakhan for putting truth out there? I stand with him. I'm with him. Ban me, motherfucker. Ban me. Cause I'm gonna keep posting this shit. I'm gonna keep putting Minister Louis Farrakhan out there. That's my dear brother. Fuck y'all that got a problem with him. Sorry about that, Minister. I had to bang for you. I know you don't permit that. But that ain't right. It's not right. It's a bunch of motherfuckers y'all can ban. But y'all choose Minister Louis Farrakhan. Assalamu alaikum, my brother.
See, that's what we talking about. Snoop Dogg went in. Banging is what he called it for the Honorable Mr. Louis Farrakhan. He said, I had to bang it out for you. See, that's real talk. Because we all should be in a position or be ready to fight for a man who has fought so long for us, who's been a mercy and a grace for us. So Snoop Dogg did the right thing. He put it down. And it's time for all of us to put it down. But let me tell you something while we talk about Snoop Dogg. The Honorable Mr. Louis Farrakhan has an album called Let's Change the World. Man, the track on there with Snoop Dogg, you gotta check it out.
As we move on, check this out. Hey, we ain't done. More powerful artists in hip-hop to show the love of hip-hop for the Honorable Mr. Louis Farrakhan. Who we got up next? We got none other than Kevin Gates.
I said next to Farrakhan, well not next to him, but almost next to him on the plane. I got on the plane because he a very intelligent man, so I just told him, Salaam alaikum, brother. Alaikum assalam, sitting with his wife. I ain't know he knew where I was. You know what I'm saying?
Greetings, salam alaikum, my brother.
Wa alaikum assalam.
Everything going, man. You looking good, brother.
You said how everything going. You want me to be honest?
Yeah.
Like at current right now?
Current right now.
Everything is amazing.
That's our brother Kevin Gates repping Islam to the fullest. Now let me make this clear. Kevin Gates does not represent any particular religion, but he considers himself to be a very spiritual individual that respects the Honorable Mr. Louis Farrakhan.
Honorable Mr. Louis Farrakhan, that's what it's all about. This show is dedicated to hip-hop and the love for the Honorable Mr. Louis Farrakhan. So many times, man, we turn our backs on black leadership and we don't appreciate them till they dead. We don't appreciate it till they in jail for 50 years or 100 years, like the way they locked up Nelson Mandela. We don't start to hear the cry that our honorable leadership deserves until they can't serve us anymore. Let's not be this way with Honorable Mr. Louis Farrakhan. Let's not be this way with a man of God who stands for truth and justice. Why he's here. Let us give him flowers while he's here. Let us do something for this black leadership that's never been done previously for other black leadership.
That boy Farrakhan, the truth. You dig what I'm saying? For real. I ain't gonna lie. I did not know he was long-winded like that, but just know, I kept waking up and I was in it. I swear I was. I swear. And my boy Farrakhan.
There you have it from DC Young Fly. You know what I'm saying? A new generation of hip-hop artists that respect, love, and protect the Honorable Mr. Louis Farrakhan. The young brother said that the Honorable Mr. Louis Farrakhan is the truth and has always been the truth, and that's what makes him a formidable opponent to the evil powers of this world. And that's why we love him, because he speaks the truth in a time where no one else will.
DC Young Fly loves the Honorable Mr. Louis Farrakhan.
And this is why we cannot be overly critical or overly judgmental of our youth. When you look at a young brother like DC Young Fly, you may say, hey man, this brother, he got tattoos, he ain't got no shirt on, whatever. But one thing you can see in this incredible and powerful brother is he's intelligent. He knows the truth when he hears it. And that's the power of the Honorable Mr. Louis Farrakhan, is the ability to reach the young people like DC Young Fly.
Who can forget the legendary, the unstoppable, powerful Nipsey Hussle?
Yes, the legendary Nipsey Hussle, who has become a martyr and an iconic figure for freedom, justice, and equality, fighting against the system and the brutality of malicious madmen. You know, Nipsey Hussle's come from a long way, and there's many words that can describe him. He was once a Crip. He's a businessman. He was a proprietor. He's a beautiful brother, and there are many murals around the world that describe this brother, but no one can describe him better than the Honorable Mr. Louis Farrakhan.
In the book of Revelations, it says, here's wisdom. Count the number of the beast, for it is the number of a man, 603, which is 60, and 6. But the beast mark is the mark of a man, that a man came up out of living the life of a beast. And I'm saying this to my hip-hop community, to my young brothers and sisters. You live like the mark of the beast is in your forehead and in your hands. For it is so easy for us to murder one another, to kill one another, to disrespect one another, to disrespect our women. But out of that 60, there was a man. A man rose above the mark of the beast and the mind of a beast and became a man, a giant, a spiritual man. I hope that we will never dishonor the name of Ermias Asgadon, Nipsey Hussle.
I know. The Honorable Mr. Louis Farrakhan speaking at our brother Nipsey Hussle's funeral and giving a message of inspiration and redemption, a message of inspiration and redemption to our brothers and sisters in the hip-hop community. All praise is due to Allah. Well, brothers and sisters, at this point, we're going to go away with a few messages, and we'll be right back after this. You're watching Dynasty 48.1 live on the Dynasty Network.
Can one man change the world? Can one man be a redeemer of all of humanity? That one man is Farrakhan. Hear the powerful warning from the Honorable Mr. Louis Farrakhan, the criterion, at NOI.org today.
Assalamu alaikum. This is Brother James W. Muhammad. Have you ever thought about advertising? You ever thought about getting your product out, especially if you're a small business? You can advertise right here. Give me a call on this number, 469-490-4068. That is 469-490-4068. Let's talk. Call my office. Let's get advertisement rolling. Assalamu alaikum.
You're watching Dynasty 48.1 Talk Radio on the Dynasty Network. Assalamu alaikum. Now back to our show.
I love Dynasty 48.1.
James W. Muhammad with Dynasty 48.1. We are back. We are here for a discussion. Today's topic is, does hip-hop got love for the Honorable Mr. Louis Farrakhan? We know it does, but you know, it wouldn't be Dynasty 48.1 if I didn't have Lady D in the place to be. Lady D, you there?
Yes, I'm here. Assalamu alaikum.
Well, alaikum salam. Lady D is back in the place, and it wouldn't be Dynasty Dynasty 48.1, and the incomparable, unstoppable, powerful brother Shaheed Muhammad, student minister of the mosque in Dallas, mosque number 48. Are you there, brother Shaheed?
I'm here, soldier. Loud and ready.
All praises due to Allah. Well, what we're going to talk about today, we want to go into this discussion. Now, what we've been noticing is that a lot of people that support the Honorable Miss Louis Farrakhan, there's a lot of love. We talked about Baby on the show, from Cash Money. We talked about Sway. We talked about Charlamagne the God, Snoop Dogg, Ice Cube. I mean, even Taraji P. Henson got love for the minister. But what we want to have in this discussion is, what is the cost? You got to pay the cost to be the boss. Yes. And we notice that a lot of our artists come under, and entertainers come under attack when they love the Honorable Miss Louis Farrakhan. So the question, the topic that we want to have today is, we know our brother, most recently, Nick Cannon is going through. Yeah. Because we dealing with a wise and shrewd enemy. And you know, we are taught to really look into something, you know, a few times before we cast a judgment about it. But being the enemy who he is it possible that they wrote that letter and then they put the letter out and say Nick Cannon has capitulated? Yeah. Is it possible that they could have did that to turn the black community against Nick Cannon and force Nick Cannon back into their fold? Is that possible?
That's highly possible. That's highly possible. We already got history doing that. They already got history sending Coretta Scott King letters, you know, talking about Martin Luther King sleeping with white women. You know what I'm saying? This is part of the psyops, you know, it's all controlled. So it's very possible. And then you see those who just dive right into that, they sensationalists. They can't wait to just start plugging and passing and forwarding and sharing stuff and don't really know the whole truth about it. So yeah, that's
that's one thing I like about Brother RZA. Brother RZA Islam, you know, he put a post that, you know, don't jump out ahead. Let us get all the facts. All right, because it could be possible that these people who control media, they can say that you did anything. They control the media. Right. They can say that you did anything and you haven't done you haven't done nothing. Right. So they could be sensationalizing or criminalizing our brother, make it look like he capitulated, he a punk, and then what happens is we go in on him. Right. All of a sudden, the people that he was standing with turn on him, and he hasn't changed. How do you think that would make his heart feel about us if we turn on him that fast? Yeah. And now the enemy can get in your ear and say, see, I told you, now they're going to do you like they did Malcolm. Now they're going to hurt you. You understand? Right. Yeah. So we have to be really, really careful and understand that everyone is going through an evolution. If the brother did capitulate, he's going through evolution. Right. You know, we ain't angry with you, and we definitely ain't gonna make it public that we angry with you, because then the enemy can turn around and do something and say they did. Right. Yes. Because they had bad feelings. This is how they tried to entrap us with the Malcolm situation. There was a lot of believers that was upset about what Malcolm did, and then the enemy went in and assassinated them and said, well, since they had motives, they did. So we definitely want to make sure that this is not a modern time where that same thing can be happening. So we definitely want to hold the facts, and our brother is our brother until it's proven otherwise.
Definitely. Yeah, I want to be able to. It came in my mind when you were speaking, Bro James. You ever been at a party or an environment somewhere and somebody shoots a gun and all black folks run?
Everybody running the same direction.
Everybody scatter. You know, that is the same thing with this right here. When something happens, we hear something real quick and we all running to or from whatever it may be, not having factual information on who's shooting the gun. We don't know what happened. We just run.
Man, that's an excellent allegory. That's a good allegory.
And so I was thinking,
Go ahead.
Yeah, and I was thinking, you know, people can say what they say. People can come up with their own theories on what they think happens. We don't run off suspicion. That's a sin in the Holy Quran, right? So we have to be able to look at whatever his journey is. The same thing went for Steve Harvey. They took him off Family Feud. They took him off the radio show. Whatever his journey is and his mission and whatever they got going on, they want you to submit. Right now, he's in a valley of decision. It's not for us to say anything about that brother's journey. We don't know what's going on. My thing is to be able to pray for him and his family and be able to keep clear minds on whatever, and hopefully by the grace of Allah, he's able to come out of whatever it is. And the Nation of Islam is here for him. We're here.
Absolutely. And we can't get so judgmental because he said that he was going to devote himself to a cause, even if he did change. Because even when you off your diet in the nation, you said you was going to devote yourself to a cause of how to eat to live, right? All of us don't stay on it, right? So do any of us got the right to go in and start judging and assassinating and saying, man, you messing up because one of us may be a little bit more advanced in how to eat to live than the other one?
Right.
So Nick Cannon is, if he did actually make a mistake, we don't have the actual fact, but if he did, he's a baby.
Yes.
He's a baby, and if that did happen, you know, we all look to the Honorable Mr. Farrakhan for understanding that whatever move he make is the move we make. Because that brother has never led us wrong, but we definitely don't want to get out ahead of the Honorable Mr. Farrakhan. But that was an excellent allegory that you were saying, Sister Danielle. It also reminds me of the protesters.
Yes.
You know, the enemy got a way of putting, you know, when the protesters was out there, they would put bricks out in the middle of the protesters. Bricks just placed out there. Did y'all see that?
Yeah, we saw that. Yeah.
They would take a ton of bricks and just put the bricks out there. And then when the protesters came, they had provocateurs and people that would incite the protesters. They would go up with their hoods. White people in hoods would go up and grab a brick and throw it at something. And then what happens is the foolish black people would pick up the brick and start throwing it also. So they changed the peaceful revolution into a volatile revolt. So the same thing that these devils do there, they will do it this way. They'll put a letter out there. The letter is bricks. They'll say that he capitulated. They'll say that he gave in. Those are like bricks. Now all of a sudden the enemy that they can have on Facebook that could be acting like a Muslim throws a stone.
Yes.
A negative comment.
Yes.
Right? Then all of a sudden, those of us who are emotional, we start throwing too. So now, and we don't have the actual facts. The Honorable Mr. Louis Farrakhan speaks for us. Our National Council speaks for us because they answer to the Honorable Mr. Louis Farrakhan, but we got to go to our chain of command before we start saying what is. We don't know what is. And since Nick Cannon is our brother and a supporter, we know that they attack our people. They try to turn us against our people. They try to divide us against our people. But I've only seen good come out of this brother. And I'm going to be one of the people that's going to say, I'm doubtful that really happened until I get the actual fact.
True. And we have to be able to also look into the fact of the history of these individuals. You know, you talk about being anti-Semitic. You know, what standard are you basing this information on? Why does it have to be that what you say it is? We don't have to function and operate on what you say. That's the problem. Now people are beginning to wake up and begin to see the reality on what's really going on. And you can't handle us learning who we are. It's scary to you because we're waking up. We're learning our history. The minister, I'm sure, by the grace of Allah, gave their brother instructions.
Right.
He would never leave a soldier at that capacity.
Come on.
The environment that he's in and knowing who he's around, the minister gave him thorough instructions. He warned him. Like he warned T.I. He warned Killer Mike. He warned Busta Rhymes. He warned Ice Cube. Many of these historical individuals who are in the hip-hop industry, the minister has sat down and met with Eminem. Gave you instructions on how to handle it. So now that the minister sat and talked to Nick Cannon, now all of a sudden it's an uproar, and now he's anti-Semitic, and now the anti-defamation crew want to come and make their comments on him, Deshaun, football player. Come on now. Let it be what it is. The truth shall set you free. The minute you can let this thing be, let it take its course and let the God do what he does. Oftentimes we get in the way. Let us step back and let the God do what has to be done so that that brick won't hit you. Because you'll get hit in the head with a brick and it won't hit you. Yeah.
That's real.
What I'm waiting to see is which one of them is gonna argue back with the Jew, like he would argue back with his wife at home, like, nah, ain't nothing right. Everything I say, I got to rebuttal. I got to come back for it. But when the Jews say something, or I should say the Ashkenazi, those who follow the Talmud,
so-called Jews,
right, the so-called ones, as soon as they say that you're anti-Semitic, everybody just back down. Everybody just go away. They don't even try to make them prove their point or nothing, man. They just start slandering and saying negative things about the person who's showing support for anybody black. You know what I'm saying? I mean, just think about what they going up against, man. When they say that the Honorable Minister Louis Farrakhan is anti-Semitic, or they say these negative things, the Black Hitler, whatever they say. They're going against a man who's trying to unify and clean up the black community.
Yes,
that's it. That's it. Something that they refuse to do. I'm just gonna leave it on that.
Yeah.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. And that's what we gotta keep in mind. Honorable Mr. Louis Farrakhan has been a friend to humanity.
Right.
Yes. He's a humanitarian. He's not just a black leader. Even though his duty is first and foremost to his people. It makes sense. You gonna clean up your house before you clean up anybody else's house.
Right.
You know, you gonna make sure you got a shirt on before you give a shirt to somebody else. So he's a man that is responsible and is taking responsibility for all of humanity. I mean, he's friends with Father Flager, a Catholic Caucasian minister.
Yeah.
So you can't say that the man he's never did anything hateful, but the so-called Jews, the people that claim to be Jews, have you ever apologized? Who have you apologized to? You're responsible for the music that's on our radio stations, the videos that's on our television. You're responsible for the gratuitous violence and everything that we implement and imitate in our communities. You're responsible for that. You run the record companies. Matter of fact, there was a meeting between record executives and rappers in the late 80s. And the record executives didn't like the way or the direction that rap music was going in. And they told these rappers, look, we need you to make music that will fill up prisons.
Wow.
They literally told them that we need you to make money, make music and money about rapping about guns, violence, and drinking. It was a plan to fill up prisons. That's when they started industrializing the prison complex and getting free labor and reinstilling slavery back into America. But there was a meeting with rappers to do this because they saw that the rappers had influence over the children.
Yeah.
So the Honorable Mr. Louis Farrakhan has always been a friend to the hip-hop community. And that's why they love him so much. And the job of a Muslim is to walk the uphill road and free a slave. Yeah. He's done a beautiful job in freeing a slave because he's freed our entertainers from the enslavement of maniacal, sadistic beings that are behind the scenes causing the problems and the pain in our community.
Man.
Assalamu alaikum. This is James W. Muhammad. You know, I hope you enjoyed the program today. You know, we had a discussion about the friends of the Honorable Minister Louis Farrakhan in the hip-hop community, and all around the world. The Honorable Minister Louis Farrakhan has friends, not just in hip-hop, but with many kings, rulers, politicians, presidents, and you name it. The man has friendships of all walks of life, and he's making these friendships for us. But one thing that I want to close out in with the discussion that I just had with Lady D and Student Minister Shaheed of Mosque number 48 in the mighty city of Dallas, I want to close out with our judgmental stance that we have with one another sometimes. Sometimes we can be overly critical and judgmental of someone that is in the middle of an evolutionary process. For example, Peter denied Jesus 3 times. I mean, at that time when Peter denied Jesus 3 times, it would have been some Jesus zealots that would have been like, man, the hell with Peter. We need to kill Peter. But Peter later became one of the greatest advocates and one of the most powerful disciples in propagating the work of Jesus after Jesus had left. So what we need to understand in the biblical stance, what we need to understand is that we can't judge people where they are at this evolution. God is the only judge. And since God is the only judge, we have to make sure that we're not overly critical. There was a time in your life, brothers and sisters, where you were growing up, where you was a gangbanger. There's a time in your life where you was a hustler. There's a time in your life where you was a prostitute. There's a time in your life where you was a killer. There was a time in your life where your parents, your siblings, your schoolmates, your grandparents, someone saw you as someone that should be thrown away, that you can't do nothing with this person, and they gotta go. But the beautiful thing about it is God never saw you like that. God never saw you like that. God saw something deeper within you, even though the world saw something that should be thrown away or they felt should be cast away and given away. God saw something in you. And when the word of God hit you correctly, you still stumbled, you faltered. The first time they probably told you to stop eating pork probably wasn't the first time you stopped. You stumbled. You had weak moments in your development into the strong, beautiful Muslim that you're striving to be today. So when we see other brothers and sisters in their infancy, falling, stumbling, and faltering, we gotta be more understanding if we are saviors. Because see, Nick Cannon's fall and his stumble and his faltering is happening on a big stage, which makes him look like the all-time hypocrite. But yours happened on a small stage. If the world could have seen you when you have fell back on your Islam, what would they call you? What would they want for you? A lot of us in the Nation of Islam has broken many laws that we shouldn't break. A lot of us has made mistakes. But your ideas and your mistakes are not on the world stage. Your ideas are on the small stage. So the only difference between us and you and Nick Cannon is that we know him. The world does not know you. So let's keep that in mind. And I thank you for watching Dynasty 48.1. And I thank you for participating at this moment on the Dynasty Network. Assalamu alaikum.